It was a quiet afternoon in Perth, the kind where nothing feels out of place. Until it does. A shower was running, the house was still, and a teenage boy was calling for his mother. But she didn't answer. What he found behind the bathroom door defied logic. And from that moment on, nothing made sense. This is the story of Colleen Rebelo, a devoted mother, a woman rebuilding her life, and a tragedy that would unravel into something much darker than anyone imagined. To the outside world, Andre Rebelo was living the dream. A luxury home in Perth, a beautiful son, and a glamorous partner, influencer Gracie Piscopo. On Instagram, they were perfect. Every frame curated, every caption crafted. A modern fairy tale. But behind the filters was a different story. Andre met Gracie in 2015. He was 19, she was ambitious and magnetic. What started as personal posts on social media quickly exploded into a full-time career. Gracie's rise was meteoric. $170,000 a year, brand deals, exotic vacations, designer labels. And Andre was along for the ride. He dropped out of university, becoming her assistant, managing contracts and campaigns, earning just $20,000 a year. Gracie was the face. Andre handled the business. Together, they crafted an empire of illusion. But illusions are fragile things. While Gracie thrived in the world of content, Andre sought his own lane. He turned to cryptocurrency. To him, it was the future. To others, including his mother Colleen, it was a gamble. She worried, not just about the crypto, but the life her son was slipping into. One built on likes and luxury, not stability. Colleen Rebelo was the anchor of her family. A single mother of 4, she'd rebuilt her own life after divorce. At 58, she returned to school, earned a healthcare degree, and was finally starting a new chapter. But in May 2020, that chapter ended, suddenly and without reason. May 25th, 2020. Colleen spoke to her children that morning. Her daughter, Monique, was staying with her, completing paramedic training. Her youngest son, Fabian, still lived at home. Colleen drove Fabian to his part-time job at a nearby supermarket. She was supposed to pick him up at 2 p.m. She never showed. He called 13 times. No answer. The walk home wasn't long, but with every step, something inside him sank. Colleen never missed a pickup. She was reliable to a fault.
When Fabian got home, the house was quiet, but the shower was still running. He called out. Nothing. Then he opened the bathroom door. Colleen was inside, not standing, not speaking. She was on her knees, slumped against the wall, lifeless. Fabian pulled her out, covered her with a towel, and called for help. He tried CPR, but her skin was cold. Her face and neck were a strange bluish gray. When paramedics arrived, it was too late. Colleen Rebelo was gone. An autopsy followed. No cause of death could be found. Natural causes, they said. But to her family, nothing about it felt natural. Colleen always removed her jewelry before showering. That day, she was still wearing it. She used a non-slip mat. Always. That day, it sat unused. These weren't trivial details. These were routines. Just silence. Until weeks later, the silence shattered. Police were contacted, not about the death, but about fraud. An insurance company flagged suspicious claims. 3 life insurance policies taken out just 1 week before Colleen's death. totaling over $1 million, all pointing to one beneficiary, Andre Rebelo. His siblings weren't included, and within days of her death, Andre began filing claims. Some were rejected immediately. One held out for more documents. That's when the forgery began to show. One document listed his birthday instead of hers. Another claimed she died of a ruptured aneurysm, information that didn't match the autopsy. And then came the will, a new one, naming Andre as the sole heir. No mention of his siblings. To them, it was unthinkable. Colleen was fair. She would never cut them out. Investigators uncovered more lies, forged psychiatric reports, documents tampered with, even an AI-generated voice recording, layer after layer of deception. Andre claimed it was all with Colleen's blessing, that she wanted him to handle everything, and he'd divide it later. Police didn't believe it. Neither did his family. Julian, the eldest son, moved into their mother's home to sort through her belongings. Important documents were missing: driver's license, personal records. Andre admitted he'd taken them. He also redirected all of Colleen's mail to his own address. Why? Fabian and Monique were still living in the house. The move felt deliberate. Then Colleen's sister recalled something odd. On the day of Colleen's death, she saw a car parked in the driveway, one she didn't recognize. At the funeral, she saw it again. Andre and Gracie were getting into it. He had been at the house. He just never told anyone. When confronted, Andre admitted it. He'd visited that morning, stayed 45 to 50 minutes. Claimed Colleen was anxious, speaking about life not being worth living. He used that to justify the insurance. But Gracie told a different story. That day, she had plans. Andre disappeared without notice. She called him 12 times, no answer. He came back around 2 p.m., acting normal. And then, another twist. He texted Colleen, asking if she could babysit that night, just hours before she was found dead.
Police were now convinced. This wasn't a coincidence. It was calculated. They installed covert surveillance in Andre and Gracie's home. A camera, a listening device. For 3 months, they waited. Gracie didn't know about the insurance. When she found out, she was furious. Her brand, her career, her future, all at risk. In one recorded conversation, she told Andre bluntly, "If you killed your mother and this comes out, you're going to prison." But Andre was confident. He believed the money would come. He even talked about leaving the country. What Andre projected online, wealth, power, control, was a facade. They rented their home. The Range Rover was financed. Vacations were often comped. They owed over $120,000 in debts. Gracie had an unpaid $40,000 tax bill she didn't even know about. Andre's crypto portfolio? 3 years of effort, worth just $22. Desperation doesn't always look desperate. Sometimes it looks like a perfect life, until you peel back the filter. Colleen Rebelo was a mother, a teacher, and a woman finally starting a life of her own. Her death left a void, and her son's betrayal, if proven true, left scars that may never heal. In the end, the question wasn't just how she died. It was why.